All right, here goes attempt number 2 at talking about this. So, as you already know, probably because all of the Guild Wars 2 content creators have been talking about this, and it's basically I don't know why they keep saying that strikes are becoming raids. I would say it's more accurate to say raids are becoming strikes. And I'm actually really happy about this. In my opinion, doing raids the way they are in World of Warcraft is so fucking dated, and it's just anti-fun. Running the whole raid, doing the whole trash over and over, having to go through like that huge ass instance to get to the boss you want. Fuck that, man. And even though they're adding all of these skip mechanics in WoW, just like, if you're already adding the skip mechanics, just let me go to the boss I wanna go to, right? Let's say I'm in a guild, right? It's like the first 4 bosses are useless to us. The 5th boss has a bunch of gear and it's easy to farm. Why do I have to go through the first 4 bosses to get to the 5th boss? That makes no, like, fuck that, man. It's a waste of my fucking time, okay? Like, just let me go into the 5th boss and farm that motherfucker, okay? Like, the guild needs that specific guy, right? We might be on the 8th boss. We don't need anything from 1 to 4, but we do need the boss number 5, because boss number 5 is easy to kill and he has certain, like, set pieces that a lot of the guild members are missing. Why can't you do boss number 5? Because fuck you, that's why. Okay? And yes, they added skip mechanics to an extent, sure, but like that's still like if you already have it, just like let me queue into the boss. Okay, I don't want to kill the trash. I don't want to do the other bosses. I just want to do this one boss. That is my goal. I want to do this guy. I don't want to spend an hour doing the other bosses to 2 hours to unlock this one boss that we need. Okay, let me queue into this boss. Let me do this one boss. Okay, that's why when I moved to Final Fantasy XIV and I was doing the raids there, dude, I was so happy. The raids in Final Fantasy XIV, like, they reignited my love for raids. I thought I hated raids at that point. Shit, I thought I hated PvP in MMORPGs, but then I played PvP in Guild Wars 2, and I'm like, you know what? I'm kind of don't hate it. I just hated it in World of Warcraft. I even liked it in Final Fantasy XIV. Now, granted, I'm not like a PvP player. I like to have PvP in an MMORPG, but it's never like my main content practically ever. But I just dreaded it in World of Warcraft. I really hated the design. Right? Anyways, that's not the conversation here. World of Warcraft made me hate raiding, made me hate PvP, okay? Final Fantasy XIV told me or showed me that I don't hate raiding, I just hate the way WoW does raiding. Okay, and now, finally, I've been saying this for years, man. Every MMO should just copy what Final Fantasy XIV is doing for raids. Let us queue into the raid. Now, here are some concerns I might have with this. The system that they're using for queuing into raids currently is what they used for the Fractal event. There is a problem with Guild Wars 2, which is boons, heals, tank. Okay? Some bosses, you do need a tank. A lot of bosses, you don't need a tank, so that's fine. Okay? You're gonna need 2 healers because you're a group of 10 people. How do you queue as a healer? How do you give certain boons for your team? All of these things, I don't know how they're gonna do that type of matchmaking, okay? These bosses are like, some of them, sure, you can get away with just having like a whatever. But imagine you're doing Spirit Veil, right? The first boss, and you don't have any condition damage dealers. You can't do the first boss then, because one of them only takes physical damage, the other boss only takes condition damage. If you have no condition damage, you're not killing that second boss, and you're gonna die. Right, so I don't know how they're gonna do that. The queue system is what I'm most concerned about regarding this. The other question I have is, can you just queue into any raid that you have never done, never beaten? Let's say, can you queue into Wing 2 without finishing wing 1? Can you queue into the second boss of wing 1 without killing the first boss of wing 1? Are they going to do it similar to fractals, where it's like as long as someone in the group can create that level, then you're fine? So if you went to a fractal before you like unlocked all 100, right? If you couldn't enter, let's say, fractal 90, right? But then someone in your group joined and he has level 90 unlocked, fractal 90 unlocked, you will have it unlocked for that group. Once you do it, you'll unlock it as well, right? But like, well, within a certain amount of time. But the point is that's like, are they going to do it like that, where it's like if somebody has unlocked it in the group, then you can queue into it? In my opinion, I think that's the safest bet to go. I don't think everyone should just go ahead and like do all of the raids until like they get to the same unlock. I feel like it's just an unnecessary blockade. As long as somebody in the group has it, or honestly just queue to whatever you want, like strikes. You don't need to unlock strikes, you just do the strikes, right? Now the other thing is what I wonder about strike missions. Will strike missions now grant legendary insight, or only the CM strikes, which already do give legendary insight? That's another concern, right? If for some reason the strikes are going to give legendary insight too, because again they're turning strikes into raids as well, man, my whole zero to legendary series, throw it away. It's like the new best armor to get is a raid armor, the new best ring to get is coalescence. Okay. Like, it's gonna be so much easier to farm these legendaries, and so much faster probably, if the strikes and the raids are gonna be that much more accessible. Because think about it this way, you have how many? I think you have about 10 strike. No, you have 5 plus 4 plus 2. So you have like 11 strikes. Let's say like you have 12 strikes, okay? Like I'm counting off the top of my head. So you have 12 strikes. That's 12 more insights. The current maximum insight you can get per week is 35. If you add the regular strikes to it, you can get, and by the way, strikes don't reset daily, not weekly, so like maybe you can get more legendary insights per week. I don't know how that's gonna work. I'm assuming it's not gonna be the case. It's gonna be a bit too busted, right? But either way, raids are going to be substantially more accessible and so much more fun to do, especially if we just queue into a boss and ignore the ads. Just like no ads, just let us do the boss. That being said, there is a story inside of the raids. I am all for still having the version of the raid where you do the story. And in my opinion, that would be just go through the old means, right? Go through that portal with a pre-made group and do that. Now, there are certain things that, like in the raid, I believe it's in Wing 4, or Wing 3, where you have that little like maze inside of their temple, whatever, right? Before going towards the last boss that teleports you around and stuff. Man, I'm really bad with names, as you would know if you watched my video so far. Anyway, so there's like this whole like little temple puzzle run, okay? That is considered a boss, even though it's a fucking joke to do, okay? Would that be something you queue into? I don't know if that one should be something you queue into, because that is a very free reward, okay? You only need like 3 people that know what they're doing in that whole run, okay, to make it successful. Maybe 4, but like I think 3 you can get away with it, okay? Like that run is completely free. You don't have to fight practically anything, and just run through it and you're good. So I don't know how they're going to go about that. But again, my main concern realistically is how the queue is going to work. And then what would be the lockouts. Not like, I'm assuming it's still going to be a weekly lockout. But lockouts, I mean like, or barricades probably would be more more correct. Is it going to be everyone in the group have to unlock this specific thing to do it, or one person in the group needs to have it unlocked for the group to do it, or everyone just can do everything at any point? Those are probably like my main concerns. But overall, I can say this for sure. This is by far the best thing I have heard about Guild Wars 2 in a very long time. This brings raids from dead content to probably peak content. Okay, the hardest thing about raids right now, like some raids are hard, don't get me wrong, but the hardest thing is to get into the raid. That is the hardest thing with raids, is to just get into them. If you can queue into them, that's gonna be fucking amazing, and I can't wait for this. This is so good. I'm looking forward to doing some raids because I need some legendary insights. Okay, legendary insights are fantastic, and I want them.